It's always going to be a tight game. That first game, it's a bit cagey. I mean, the Italians are very bad starters in the World Cup, usually. They get better as it goes on, the tournament. So I'm hoping it could be a great start for England, and a draw would be a decent result as well, because I'm looking at the group. 5 points will probably get you through. So 2 draws and a win in the last game against Costa Rica. Hopefully England will be in the last 16. The conditions will be very tough for the players, especially the European sides. You know, humidity, especially that first game, Italy against England. It's going to be tough for them, but it's in Brazil and you've got to get on with it, and that can't be an excuse at the end of the day. Roy, when he got appointed to England manager, very proud moment for himself to manage his country. And I think the players have really took to him. I think he's great with the press. I think he gives enough out to the press that they're happy communicating with Roy. And I think the players have really played well for him. You've got to be good with the players. You've got to try and get the best out of the players who are involved, especially as an England manager, because you're not with them week in, week out. Trying to get the right tactics as well is very important. Training methods as well is so important. I mean, when these lads all join up together, it's hard because they're not used to playing with each other. But the sessions have got to be very sharp, and certainly when I played as a player, you know, the managers I played under, the training methods are very important during the week. And then when you cross that white line, you should know exactly what you've got to do as a player. My best manager by a mile is probably Arsene Wenger. I was lucky to spend 8 years under him. When he first came into the club, didn't have a clue who he was, but straight away you knew the focus he had, pushing his club forward, and off the park as well. People don't really see the Arsene Wenger off the park. He was always very understanding of any problems you had, and a great man manager, really was. I think quarter-finals will be a great tournament for England. Up-and-coming youngsters in the squad, which I'm really pleased about. They're going to get a lot of experience from going to Brazil. But this group is not an easy group. You know, Italy, Uruguay, Costa Rica. That first game against Italy is going to be so important. I fancy Brazil to win it because with their home support and being in their own country. And then you look at Argentina, second favourites. Spain, can Spain do well? Germany. I think the Germans might have a decent tournament, so let's go for a Brazil-Argentina final. All eyes will be on Neymar. Neymar is a player that he hasn't had a great season at Barcelona, but when he puts that Brazil shirt on, he seems to be a different animal. The transfer market I expect to be very competitive this year, especially in the Premier League. You know, Chelsea are trying to do their signings very early. Costa, Fabregas has been linked with them as well. My old club Arsenal need to buy a few forwards, so they'll be looking at forwards out in Brazil. But Manchester United, all these sort of sides will be trying to battle to get back in that top 4. So I'm expecting to be competitive, but it's a very hard one to call what sort of players are going to be moving.